Well, the young guns have come out to play, and two former Australian Open champions lost last night in the quarterfinals at this year's tournament to the hands of Dominic Thiem and Alexander Zverev. And in this video, I'm going to talk about Dominic Thiem's chances to win this year's Australian Open and be the first person of the next gen to get over the hump of a major. We're also going to look at how Zverev won, and we're going to talk about their matchups potentially with Djokovic or Federer. It's all going down in this episode of The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Well, folks and tennis fans, thank you for being here so much. I appreciate you guys tuning in again for our daily coverage here from The Slice of the Australian Open 2020. How good has this tournament been? It's like there's been so many crazy matches. Like Federer's been struggling, but like pulling out these crazy wins, saving match points. Like Djokovic has looked great. We had great matches last night. So I thank you guys for being here during the tournament. Make sure to follow at The Slice Tennis on Instagram, because on Saturday of the finals weekend, so coming up, we're doing a giveaway where you can win a free shirt. You can only see it on the Instagram, so follow us there. Also, you help support Beckett Chung, our Instagram manager. And also check the links below to figure out if you want to support The Slice by getting some merch or joining our Patreon. Love you guys so much. Appreciate all your support so much. So what happened last night is Dominic Thiem took out Rafa Nadal in a very epic match, winning 7-6, 7-6, 4-6, 7-6. That's right, winning 3 tiebreakers. Very Djokovic-esque in the Wimbledon match last year, which I don't want to talk about with Federer, but it was crazy. 4 hours and 10-minute battle between Thiem and Nadal. So, first of all, wow. Thiem was very impressive in this match. Just played like I thought he was. I did predict this. Sorry, Rafa fans, but you can see on my comments on Instagram, I saying I think Thiem's going to run through Rafa on this one. He's the younger, more energetic player on these, and these courts are playing heavy, and that favors Thiem. So I kind of thought this might happen, but it was such a good match because neither guy didn't really play bad, obviously. So Thiem won. He played slightly better, and he won 3 tiebreakers, which is just tough. And I feel bad for Rafa fans because you kind of feel how I felt, obviously, after Djokovic beat Federer, only winning tiebreakers against him, losing the other sets. But this was a little bit different because it was shorter, and it wasn't so drawn out like that and kind of like an obvious difference. But Thiem just was playing bigger, moving around the court faster. And that makes sense because he's a younger, stronger version of Nadal at this point in their careers. He did get a couple lucky shots, especially on one of the match point or one of the set points. I think the second set point, it was like basically a net court, and he got the free point off that. So if you're a Rafa fan, I can see you being extremely frustrated with the turn of events in that way. But yeah, Thiem played huge mentally because he was down. He was serving for the match in the 4th set at 5-4 and then kind of gave that game away, and then let Nadal back into it, and then it went to a tiebreak. So you could see he would just be crapping his pants. Like, he'd be like, what am I doing? And then he still had the mental fortitude to win that tiebreaker and play better in that tiebreaker. So hats off the team. Totally deserved this victory and stepped up on the biggest stage, finally beating Nadal at a major. That's his 5th win over Nadal, but none of them had come at majors. Rafa said after the match that he didn't play a bad match. He just didn't win those 3 tiebreakers. He didn't, team just came up with the goods when it really, really mattered. So he was frustrated, obviously, with losing, but he didn't blame it on anything. And I love Nadal, and I love how he was just striking down reporters' stupid questions. Like, how do you think Thiem's level was compared to when you guys played at the 2018 US Open? You beat him till now. And I was like, I just got off court. He's like, I cannot, I don't remember, honestly. And he's just like, he's a savage. Nadal's a savage in the interview room. People didn't think he was. Andy Roddick was the original savage. Actually, there's probably lots more savages before that. But Nadal's hilarious in the interview room. Love him. Tough loss last night for him. Condolences to the Rafa fans, but I am stoked for Dominic Thiem. That was a big match win. Zverev also looks extremely strong against Wawrinka. He lost the first set 6-1, and when I was watching that, I was like, might be a routine win for Stan. Then you realize it's a 5-set match, but then you also realize Zverev has not been good in 5-set matches, especially when he's down. But then he turned it around and won in 3 sets, fairly straightforward after that. So that's a switch. We've seen something switch. We saw Nadal, who's won 19 slams, dominated Grand Slams, and Wawrinka, who's won the Australian Open before, go down at the hand of 2 next-geners. And I think the guy who looked better was Dominic Thiem. And I think he has a seriously good chance to win this tournament because of his matchups with the 3 players left other than him. So I think against Zverev, they have a head-to-head of 6-2. Thiem is winning that one 6-2. And I just think right now he's too fast, too strong, too confident for Zverev. And in there, he's kind of a little bit dominated their matchups in the past. And I think that that's going to get to Zverev. Thiem's the definitely better mover. And if his serve is big, Zverev's going to have a hard time handling it. Zverev's first serve percentage is usually very high. He's over 80%, which is crazy in the match versus Wawrinka. And when they played at the World Tour Finals, just at the end of last year, Zverev's first serve percentage was a lot higher than Thiem's, and Thiem served about 56% first serves in, but Thiem's win percentage on those first serves was way higher than Zverev. So meaning he puts way more into it. That's obviously why he misses more, but they do more damage. And he held all. He only had faced 4 break points in that match, and he held all 4 of them, or stopped all 4 of them. So I think Thiem has the mental edge against Zverev, and I think he has the game edge right now. Not in general, not for the rest of their time, but I think right now I'm giving that match to Thiem just because the surfaces, the conditions are a bit heavier, and that I think favors Thiem in that matchup because he rips it more. But you never know. But then if Thiem goes on through that match in the final to play Djokovic, which Djokovic is my favorite in the Federer match. I'm very optimistic about Federer feeling good. Even if Federer feels good for the match, Djokovic is still the favorite. And if Federer doesn't fully recover, Djokovic is obviously the favorite. But still should be a great match. But if Thiem faces Djokovic in the final, the head-to-head right now is 4 for Thiem to 6 for Djokovic. But in their last 5 meetings, Dominic Thiem's won 4 of them. And the one that Djokovic won, it was very close. So Thiem has been kind of dominating their head-to-head in the last little bit here. And we saw him play amazing fast-court tennis in the World Tour Finals, taking out Djokovic, even when Djokovic was up 4-1 in the final tiebreaker, which you never really see, because Djokovic is obviously the mental giant. So what can Thiem do to hurt Djokovic? Well, obviously he can move just as good as Djokovic can at this point, and he hits bigger, and he's going to be able to, I think Djokovic has definitely gotten better with fast court tennis, and he can hurt Thiem with that. But the courts aren't playing that fast at the Australian Open, and this is definitely going to be a night match. Even though the temperature is getting hotter in these next couple days, I still favor Thiem with that pop that he has right now. And he's beaten Djokovic at a major before. So I think Thiem can do it again for sure. Even though this is Djokovic's number 1 court, the Australian Open, Thiem does have a shot at it. But you have to like Djokovic as well in that because, like I said, it's outdoor hard court. It's Djokovic's surface. But Thiem has just shown beating a good Rafa Nadal, wasn't playing bad. Beating him shows that he's up to level, and that could be Djokovic's toughest test of the tournament so far, honestly. And then if Federer were to beat Djokovic and Thiem were to face Federer in the final, I'm assuming Federer would be even more tired. Federer is still 38, which is ridiculous that he's pulling these big wins and big come-from-behind victories against lower-ranked players. Thiem's head-to-head versus Federer is 5-2. 3 of them coming last year. 3 of the wins coming last year. And one of them was on hard court for sure. 2 of them were on hard court at the Indian Wells final. So he's beaten Federer in a final before, and he's just got the age, the speed, the power advantage on him right now. So I like him in that matchup too. Honestly, obviously I'll be pulling for Federer, but I think Thiem would be almost the favorite, except for the fact that Federer's won 20 Grand Slams, so getting to the final will give him some star power there. And same with Djokovic. But I see a very serious way that Thiem could win each of these matchups. So there, for me, are 3 solid reasons why I think Thiem can win the Australian Open 2020, and this could be the tournament that the next gen turns it around. So this is there's colossal themes coming here. It's like a movie. We got the big 3 losing now. Federer just lost in the semifinals. I mean, they've already lost before in finals or in Grand Slams at big stages, but they haven't got over the hump. But now we will have a next gener in the final, and both of them will be playing good, even if it's Zverev or Thiem. But they'll be playing one of the big 3 who are going to be battling out in the other semifinal. So it's just this collision here. And I think Thiem has a good shot to do it. So let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting The Slice. Grab your Aussie Open tee while you can. They're only available during the tournament. So if you want to support The Slice and you want to look cool, this is the easiest way to do it. Or get your bagel time mug so you always know what time it is. I'll be drinking my tea out of this tonight as I stay up all the way through the night. I'm going to fall asleep, wake up, and fall back asleep. I think for the Federer-Djokovic match, I'm so stoked. I'm just excited to see 2 of the greatest to ever do it play again. It's an absolute treat. So there's my thoughts on Thiem winning the tournament. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to follow at The Slice Tennis and look down below for how you can support The Slice and independent tennis journalism, which I know we all love. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time very shortly. And stay tuned for some possible live broadcasts during the match tonight. So make sure you stay tuned on YouTube for that. We're going to be watching this match together. Federer versus Djokovic. We'll see you soon.